When you look at games that will define this generation of consoles, it is astounding to think that a game as absolutely phenomenal and groundbreaking as Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is releasing not even a year into the generation. And this just further solidifies the fact that Sony first-party devs cannot be beat. I mean, I never had any doubts. I always knew Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart was going to deliver. I had my faith absolutely rewarded time and time again when I invest in an Insomniac game. There is no stopping the unrivaled force that is Insomniac in 2021. I mean, we can look backwards to 6 months ago when they released the absolutely phenomenal Spider-Man Miles Morales. We can look prior to that back to the 2016 Ratchet and Clank. Phenomenal game. The remastered Spider-Man, one of my favorite games of all time. You cannot beat this level of quality. And I'm sorry, Xbox fanboys, but this just further cements the fact that if you are faced with that difficult decision of buying a PlayStation 5 or a Series X, what matters? Does it matter that you're getting 2 teraflops more? Not if the games aren't there. Not if the quality content is not delivering to you a level of superior gaming. You can tout teraflops and you can tout power and you're getting like 2 more FPS in third-party games. That doesn't matter. You cannot play Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I never had any doubts, man. I've seen videos on YouTube. People were legitimately criticizing this game before it even came out. People were saying there were going to be problems with it. The game was a ripoff, man. I just clicked off those videos and disliked them immediately. Because Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, I'm about 5 hours into the game. It is the single best video game I have played out of this generation. I would give them $90 if I could. There is so much to love about Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Easily trashes anything Xbox has put out this year. But further than that, the game just shows the commitment to quality that Sony has instilled, not just within their first-party developers, but has translated over to their audience. They combine these games with peace of mind, don't even need to look at reviews. When was the last time Sony flopped on a first-party game? They just don't do it anymore. They have reached and surpassed Nintendo first-party levels of quality, man. There is no competing with the behemoth as Sony. And they're easily the most consumer-friendly of the bunch now, bringing their games over to PC. I just cannot shower Sony with enough praise. And if you are on the fence about Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, don't listen to the hate, man. There are people out here hating on this game, saying it sucks, saying that it doesn't propel the series forward. Man, until you feel that haptic feedback when you're shooting a gun, until you feel the force of the trigger, the weight of the wrench when you swing it, until you see the seamless transitions between the riffs and the different worlds happen before your eyes. It's like peering into the future of gaming, folks. And I got to tell you, the future looks so bright with talented, amazing developers like Insomniac at the helm. I mean, I could not give this game enough credit. What other game legitimately rivals Pixar movies in the way that it looks? We've always said for a long time since PS3 that Ratchet and Clank was coming up on like Pixar level graphics. Well, they've blown Pixar out of the water. I'm sorry, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is easily Game of the Year 2021, and that is after the heavy hitter that was Returnal. I loved Returnal. Returnal brought something new and fresh. It was unlike other Sony exclusives. It felt new, and that is what I love about Sony, man. They innovate. They're not stagnant. They refuse to just fall into the cookie-cutter, sequelitis-infested trends the rest of the industry has seen so fit to adopt. If you're like me, and you're exhausted of the Call of Duties and the Battlefields and the Need for Speeds, if you're absolutely tired of your Maddens and your FIFAs and all of these rehashed games that just shovel out the same content over and over, you need to buy a PS5 and invest into the Sony ecosystem. Because Returnal was a smash success that felt like nothing else I've played this year. And Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart injects new life into a series that many have written off at this point, and many have assumed to be nothing more than the same tired old tricks pumped out, asking for even more of your money now. Well, it's not. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is an absolutely console system seller and is a generation-defining game that we're getting not even a year into the life cycle of the PlayStation 5. This just shows you Sony is a force that cannot be reckoned with in the state of 2021. They are wrecking the competition. They are leveling the playing field. They are wiping their shoes with Microsoft and Nintendo, and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is the warrior that they poised to lead them into battle. Returnal was good, but let's be honest, it was never going to be a system seller. This is what they staked everything on. Demon Souls was good, but niche audience, all right? And Miles Morales and all the other cross-generation games like your Horizons and your God of Wars will be absolutely phenomenal, but Ratchet and Clank is the first AAA first-party exclusive from Sony that we have seen, and this war is not a war with Microsoft. It's going to be an absolute slaughtering if this is any indication as to what's to come. And let's be honest, this is exactly an indication of what's to come. Go buy yourself a PlayStation 5. Go buy yourself Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. You will not regret it. I promise you that. I swear up and down, you will have the most fun you have had playing video games this year. This stomps all over Resident Evil. This stomps on the Mass Effect collection because they crafted this with a level of care that only a first-party developer could. Insomniac, you're the OGs. I pledge my life to you. You are absolutely the best thing going in gaming.